Today, Veterans Day honors over 1 million U.S. men and women who have died in military service since the Civil War. There are over 21 million veterans in the United States. And this is one of their stories.
My name is Jack Day. I was a chief in the United States Navy. Well, I've served multiple places, because my career spanned 20 years. So,
what was your job or specific assignment?
I became a gunner's mate, so that's working on anything, that's small arms to eventually I became coded. Is what the term we use to work on the vertical launching system, which is the missile systems and the main battery guns and everything in between. So,
do you recall any particularly humorous or unusual events?
That's one thing I miss about the military is the camaraderie. And of course, there's things like that. So yeah, we did a lot of stupid things, like maybe we went out in the ocean when it was cold, and we probably should have been a little bit more dressed than we were. Stupid things like that. When you're young and dumb. But
did your military experience influence your perspective about war or about the government in general?
Oh yes. So your perspective changes on on the other end of those weapons. There are people just like you and I, that they're bad guys, but we know that also it's a human life.
Was there something that helped you push through the hard times?
Your buddies. You could always depend. You can always depend upon the guys that are right there with you. Yeah. So I was attached to two ships. The first one was USS Saratoga. That would have been carrier vessel number 60. So CV-60 was its whole number. That was stationed out of Mayport, Florida. I spent 5 years on her. And then the next ship that I was attached to was a guided missile destroyer called the USS Porter, DDG-78. And I spent 4 years on her.
Were you awarded any medals or citations?
I had the Army Achievement Medal. I did not serve in the Army, but I was awarded that because when I was in recruiting in Louisiana, I spotted a vehicle that was coming towards me, and it was a government vehicle, and I noticed that the driver was not an Army recruiter, and so flipped around and tried to get them to stop. The car had been stolen, so I followed the car and got into a little bit of a chase, I guess, but recovered the car. I don't know if they ever caught the bad guys, the thieves, but we got the car back.
Is there anything that you would like to discuss that we haven't covered in today's interview?
Yeah, I guess so. Our nation is at a point where I don't know that serving people find serving as a pathway, So I guess I just feel like their patriotism is falling to the wayside, and I would just hope that someone that's hearing this would maybe give them encouragement to join a service and do it for the right reason. That's what I tell my boys. I've got a son that served in the Army, and I've got another one that's on active duty Navy right now. And it was always, hey, do it for the right reason. The right reason is not to go get a college education. Those things are great, but go out and serve your country. So I like, JFK said, not ask what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So I think that is important. I think we need people that are willing to step up and serve and serve the country for the right reason. So.
I, Richard M. Nixon, solemnly swear that
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear.
I, Jimmy Carter, do solemnly swear.
I, Ronald Reagan, do solemnly swear that
I, William Jefferson Clinton, do solemnly swear.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
I, William Jefferson Clinton, do solemnly swear.
Will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
Support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all its enemies, foreign and domestic.
So help me God.